And we live.
I'll try the music there. Here we go. Count down, dude.
Oh, make sure. Y'all ready?
I gave you the wrong. Yeah,
Really?
we good. I gave them his number. I'm gonna fix it.
Y'all got grown line. This ain't no talk. You know how you sound.
What's up?
I know that. What's up? I don't think women should do, man. You got grown line. I ain't even arguing with you.
Like, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, true.
Shit.
Okay, I'm gonna fix it. 693.
88. I know about all already.
Spit. Young Billy Young. You need to talk some more. Yeah, There we go.
Debo.
Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, man. Welcome to Tough Talk 205, our initial show. I'm the host, Rakim Shabazz, co-host TT. You can follow me on Twitter, Rakim_Shabazz, Instagram, that dude 44. Of course, Facebook is Rakim Shabazz.
And my Facebook is Francis Wilson. And my Instagram is one Harriet Tubman. It's one Harriet_Tubman.
All right. Couple of announcements. 247 Clockwork Entertainment is having an Adopt a Mile cleanup Saturday, June 17th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Refreshments and prizes will be served and given out. 5601 First Avenue North, Birmingham, Alabama, 35212 is the location. And that's directly across the street from Woodlawn High School. C4, popular mentoring group in Birmingham, they're having a kickball event July 22nd. Players and teams are needed, and it will be $300 per team. And if you get 20 people, that boils down to $15 a person. So C4 kickball tournament and 247 Clockwork Entertainment Adopt a Mile cleanup. Special thanks to 247 Clockwork Entertainment for sponsorship of this Tough Talk broadcast we bring to you. Shout out, special thanks, whatever. They provide punctual possibilities for all your musical needs. So get in touch with them. We'll have the information provided in the link below. And tonight's subject is feminism and the effects that it has or has had on the Black community. I've kind of been on the fence about feminism over the last couple of days and weeks. I see the damaging effects that it's had. It produces a lot of independent mindset in our women. They feel like they don't need a man, don't want a man. And I think feminism has a lot to do with that. Even though I honestly think that feminism probably started, or feminism for Black women probably started as kind of like an empowering movement for the women. Um, but over the years and decades, it's kind of got sidetracked. And if you look at the Black community, the number one way that we can improve our social position is through family, a good family unit. And I think feminism kind of promotes individuality in women to the point where family isn't important to them anymore. Um, I don't mean to blame women for the problems that we face as a community today, but I think feminism it wasn't our fight to begin with. It wasn't our women's fight to begin with. They kind of took on the fight, the white peers, white counterparts, and basically they're fighting for something. Like, what do you think is the reason for? Why do you think feminism is needed? Why do you think Black women feel like feminism is needed?
That's that can go deep. I feel like a lot of women will play the victim role and say that I have to be this way. I have to be independent because my baby daddy left me, or I don't have a man, or I don't have a father, so I have to be this way. I believe most Black women will definitely try to use that as their number one excuse for being so independent and low key a feminist. I feel like Black women are so independent that they practice feminism and don't even realize it or recognize it. You know, they don't even know that they're being a feminist.
Right.
And like you said earlier, it's really divisive.
Right.
in our households. We need to look at ourselves as one, the man, the woman, and child.
Right.
It shouldn't be, oh, I'm the woman, I'm running shit. I don't need a man. I got my children. I'm gonna take care of my children. I'm gonna do this on my own. I don't need a man. Like, that's the worst thing that you can do.
Right.
I feel like Black women are one of the only groups of people that focus on that I don't need a man thing. I'm independent. White women, like you said earlier, feminism started with white women.
Right.
But white women don't take that home.
Right. It was they kind of started the modern movement. When I say modern, I mean in the 60s and 70s when it got kind of popular for political means and equality in the workforce. I guess they were tired of being stay-at-home moms, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't really. They got Black women involved as a way to make their voice louder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they needed partners. They needed. But I don't think Black women didn't. I don't think Black women had a problem with supporting their man in the home and letting the man go out, be a breadwinner. White women got tired of that because the collective white man was so oppressive to them at home because, the basis of feminism derived from white supremacy culture, basically racism. It was started by not every white person, but white people in general, white men in general, because they felt inferior to Black men. Because we got the power to wipe them out. The genetic power to wipe them out. So they created a system, white supremacy, white culture. Racism is a byproduct of that. And women saw their men being powerful. They wanted the same power, basically. So that's what feminism came. White women
right.
saw their white men being powerful. And by way of them being powerful, they were oppressive to their wives as a way to make their power even more, to make their power stronger than what it already was. And white women said, enough of this shit. You know, I want some power too. So that's where you get. That's where the feminist movement for them started. It was about equality in the workforce, sexual liberation. You know, even about divorce. You know, white women couldn't. Once you married a white man, white woman and white man married back in the 60s and 70s, 50s, whenever, they had no legal right to anything. They almost couldn't divorce their husband.
And they couldn't vote.
Couldn't vote. Couldn't divorce their husband. No legal claim or rights to any other possessions that they had as a couple. And black men, you know, we didn't have a lot of possessions back then. So, like I said, the feminism movement may have started in an honest way, but it's gotten so sidetracked.
I mean, as black people, I don't want to sound rude or anything, but I don't really care about white people and why they, you know, did feminism. We don't need that because white men, I feel like they're very abusive to their women. They're very controlling and stuff like that. And black men can be that way.
Let me ask you this. Everything you just said about white men is probably, well, it is true. And a lot of that got passed on
to us,
to our black men during slavery, during Reconstruction, during Jim Crow, civil rights, all that. A lot of what we were going through as a collective black man in the world and society, it was projected on us from a white supremacy standpoint. And so maybe black men started to take out their aggression on women in a unconscious way that we didn't really realize. But I don't think feminism or black women taking on feminism was the proper way to combat that.
Because that, honestly, to fix that problem, we have to deal with racism and white supremacy, I believe.
And that's the basis of it all. I don't want to it's not playing the victim. It's calling what it is. Calling the spade a spade. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's cause and effect. You cannot address social issues without getting to the cause of it. Like, you know, example, like black on black crime. People say, well, you do this, you do. Okay, what's the cause of black on black crime? You know, you got women out here screaming about or the type mindset of being an individual. Okay, what's the cause of them wanting to be an individual? What's the cause of that mindset?
Like I said, I really think a lot of black women will fall on the victim role. Like, I have to be this way. My man left me. He's not stepping up to the plate. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's not working hard enough. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I know me personally, I didn't have a father. I never really had like a male figure in my life. So I could easily say, oh, well, I have to be independent. All men ain't shit. My daddy did me wrong. All the black men that I've dealt with have done me wrong. So I have to be this way. You know, I feel like that's why a lot of black women have taken that on, because they feel like they have to be that way.
Well, how do we get them to realize that they don't have to be that way? How do we get black men? I'm not going to say the majority, because I don't have any statistical facts to back up the narrative that, you know, black men aren't in the homes or black men ain't did this or that. A lot of black guys I know that have kids, they're in their kids' lives. I mean, I got 4 kids. I'm in every one of my kids' lives. My son just left down here a little while ago. Most people that I know, or almost every guy that I know that has kids, they're in their kids' lives. So I don't know where people are getting their facts, perceived facts from, because I see this every day.
Like I said, my father wasn't there. So I'm a living example of that. So, I mean, it happens.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but people will have you to believe that it's a huge number of black men not in their kids' lives.
That's a stereotype.
Right. Yeah. You know, people take one isolated event or some isolated events and want to project it on the whole. You know,
that can go back to media and music and all that stuff and how we're projected in the media
Right.
and how they, paint us out to be. And that's one of the stereotypes of Black men. They don't take care of children. So.
Like I said, the main effect that I think feminism has had on the community, on our community, it has produced individualistic mindset in our women. And that mindset has kind of made some men turn their back on women, maybe.
What do you mean? Because, so you say they went gay?
No, well, that too. But what I mean,
what do you mean turn their back
aside from a gay, guys who turn gay, I'm talking about mindset, basically.
Dog them out, not really take them serious.
Yeah, not take them serious. Like, okay, you want to be by yourself or you want to do this by yourself, well, do it.
Right.
Do men not fight enough to get women to realize that they need us? Basically, is the question. It's on the women for saying that I don't need a man, or do you think men do not fight enough to make them realize?
Now, see, that's my question, because earlier you said you don't want to blame Black women.
Right.
So who takes the responsibility for this BS, for the feminism, for the unstable households, for the problems that we have in the households? Like, who takes the blame for this? Do you blame white people? Do you blame slavery?
Of course, that's the root.
Okay.
But at some point, the root cannot keep affecting us, basically. It's kind of tough because I don't know how it can change. I know how it can change, but
I believe that we have to take responsibility. Women have to take responsibility for their part, and men have to take responsibility for their part.
Right.
We have to figure out where we're going wrong. The topic of feminism is where I believe, or not even feminism, but just the independent Black woman. I feel like that's where we're going wrong. I can't speak on men and where they're going wrong. I don't feel like that's my place.
Right.
But I do know that if women can come up out of that, I'm independent, I don't need a man, women should be equal to men, and a woman can do the same thing, or a man can do. I feel like if we can come out of that, that'll take us a lot of steps ahead when it comes to reconstructing the Black family.
That's one of the main things that I really disagree with about feminism. Like, we was texting the other day, and I said that women aren't equal to men, neither should you be, and we're not equal to y'all. Yeah, we both have. That's the thing. People do not want to play their roles anymore. We both have roles to play.
Now you always be on Facebook asking women if they cook tonight,
right.
And
right.
Are they playing their role?
Of course I'll be joking, but of course, that's like a traditional role.
Okay.
Women cook, men bring home the bacon, women cook the bacon. That's.
So do you think that women shouldn't work?
If it's possible, I don't see the reason for women to work.
Ideally, like for an ideal situation.
Ideally, no.
Right.
No. But I don't want to sound like a sexist at the same. I don't want to sound.
Listen. Let's talk about sexism. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the definition of sexist or sexism?
It's basically prejudice or discrimination against someone just based off the sex. Somebody, like I just said, in an ideal situation, I don't think, if I'm making $100K a year,
right?
Why do my wife need to work?
And see,
why?
If that's sexism or being sexist, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I feel like a woman should not be out there working. And some women, they don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. They want to have a job. They want to, be able to like do something with themselves. But there's things you can do within the household. You can create, like a lot of African women, they create their own little business at home.
Right.
Like they might sell clothes or jewelry, or they might, have a garden where they sell food. They have their own little thing going on at the house. They don't have to go out there and work for someone else, I don't see nothing wrong with with sexism. I mean, what do you mean, like being prejudiced against someone based on their sex? That's what sexism.
I guess denying them an opportunity that they otherwise would have. You know, if whoever wasn't married to me, would she go to work? I'm saying, hey, you don't have to go to work. I make $100,000 a year.
Right.
Why do you have to go to work?
What's wrong?
I don't think anything's wrong with that. But like you say, it's ways that you can still better yourself and better the family unit, which is what all this is about. Family unit. You can better all of that by being a stay-at-home mom. You know?
Right.
The purpose of a mother, in my opinion, is to nurture the child. Nurture the child. Take care of the house. Men, we protect the house, protect the woman, protect the child. You know, it's on our backs to provide. But if a woman wants to provide, I'm not against women providing. But like you said, ideally, in a perfect world, perfect situation, our women should work.
Because our job is at like raising children, cooking, cleaning, nurturing. That's a job in itself.
Right. And I think that a part of feminism we're talking about evolving in subconscious thoughts, conscious thoughts. A lot of the stuff that women are thinking now kind of derives from feminism. I'm talked to a bunch of people, women over the years, say they don't want children,
and that is
don't like children. Like that is our duty and responsibility. We are here to procreate, you know, bring life into the world, nurture that life, bring them up, give them something to look forward to, or leave them something, you know, while they're growing.
And I dare any type of woman to say that she's pro-black or, you know, for the black community and don't want to have children and this, that, and the third. Because if you're not reproducing and having children, what are you doing?
Right.
If you're not reproducing, then you are, what's the word? If you're not adding, you're subtracting, basically. Right. If we're not having children, like that's basically what they want. Population control and genetic and the fear of genetic annihilation and stuff like that. Like you're playing into the hands of the enemy.
Maybe that's why, I don't know, maybe black women were tricked into supporting feminism.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because the Black Lives Matter movement supports feminism and homosexuality. And that's something that they have broadcasted on their website. We support feminism and homosexuality and this, that, and the third. And they are being funded and supported by Jewish people, by white people. Right. So why are white people supporting this Black Lives Matter movement?
Right. But feminism, another aspect of it is sexuality. Women want to be liberated sexually. Want to be able to basically
be hoes.
Yeah.
Like Amber Rose with her slut walk, like, I'm a slut and you can't shame me for it. It's normal to be like, this is normal. If a man can do it, I can do it. No.
Like that. That and other things is part of feminism that kind of makes the entire word and entire movement kind of just like bullshit. Like, why would you want to walk around with your titties out, with your pussy showing ad? Like, why? How does that in any way liberate you?
We need to be focused on building our families and our household. And I know it sounds cliche or boring or, I don't know, like traditional.
And sexism and slut walking up, like, how is that essential to the family unit? Is my only question.
It's like we don't want to focus on that anymore, men or women. We're focused on money. Right. We're focused on our individuality. We're focused on everything else, but what is the most important? And that's our families.
So what you say about what I was telling you earlier about my friend said that to her, feminism is about sisterhood.
I don't see how sisterhood and feminism is the same thing. Because feminism is the equality of a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Sisterhood is two women getting along. Now, two women can use feminism as a bond between them, to like come together. But there are so many other things we could bond on besides freaking feminism. There's so many other things we could do to come together that we can use to come together.
So you don't think that feminism has any place in our community
at all? Like what reason?
There's no aspects of it that's beneficial to what we feel is the most important,
I mean,
which is family.
We have 3 viewers. Do y'all think that feminism is conducive or in any type of way can help the Black community?
Y'all can call in if you want to.
Yes, you can call in. Let me get on Facebook.
Get them the number.
Let's see. What is? I thought you knew it by
693.
Yeah. 8808.
8808 is the call in number.
693-8808. I'm finna get on Facebook. And how long have you been on here?
I don't know.
30 minutes.
But there are some stuff I read. It's some interesting points as to why the feminist movement was started.
Okay.
They wanted to dismantle workplace inequality. Like I was telling you earlier about women didn't have any. Basically, if you married your husband, that was it. You couldn't divorce him. If you did, if you were able to divorce him, you walked away with nothing.
I don't know. But that was for white women.
Right, white women.
So where did Black women come in? That's the interesting part.
I don't know what specific event encouraged Black women to come into the forum, but stuff I read is say that the Black Panthers promoted sexism, and that was the root cause of Black feminism. But I don't see how the Panthers promoted sexism when women were right by their side.
What is wrong with sexism? I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with sexism.
I guess by definition, you say discriminate. When you discriminate against someone,
we have roles to play. I don't think a man should be washing dishes and cooking food. Am I sexist?
Some people say you are, maybe. I don't think they're wrong. They're just go
ahead.
Just I don't think women should. I say a lot about do what works for you in a relationship. Like if your woman want to pump the gas, and that's fine with y'all, what the fuck ever. But it's certain roles that a man and woman shouldn't do.
This is my question. What other culture
bicker with each other like that, basically? Yeah, you're right.
We got Asians, we got Indians, we have what else?
The Arabs, whites,
Middle Easterners. Yeah. What other culture don't have gender roles?
Right.
We're the only people over here in the West. We're the only people that got it all messed up.
It's like we have gender roles, but I think the embracing the not wanting to embrace the roles is what's causing a rift in our community.
Mm-hmm.
We have roles to play. And that's nothing wrong with that. You can call it conformity or what you want, but if that conformity is conducive to the betterment of the family unit, and the family unit produces over time a better quality of life for us all, then what's wrong with playing your role? A woman shouldn't have to do it all. Sometimes I work, I don't work how I used to, but I used to work 70, 80 hours a week, almost 100 hours of overtime. And, I felt like that's what I needed to do.
And a woman, I don't feel like
I wouldn't dare want my woman to work that much.
I mean, how is it that she can raise her kids and take care of her children?
Exactly. If I'm working 90 hours of overtime, I get paid bi-weekly. If I'm working 90 hours of overtime on top of the 80 hours I gotta work, and you trying to work 60 hours, who's taking care of the kid? You know what I mean? No, both of us don't have to be out here hustling like that. People get so caught up in with money and material. The other day, I had a couple people. The other day and last couple of weeks on my Facebook timelines, when a couple of people talking about what you bring to the table and what can you do for me and this and that. But nobody's talking about intangible qualities like loyalty and respect and I'm just like, nobody's talking about that. Bring that to the damn table.
Right.
Matter of fact, just bring it to me. And we can build the motherfucking table and put shit on it ourselves. I don't care about
that should be the foundation
right.
of the table.
Right.
Right.
And we're so caught up with, we're so fast paced in today's world about money. Like I said, I know money is important. I know.
Right.
I know
of course.
we need it, but that should not be the central figure to why you should need somebody or be with somebody.
Because money comes and goes.
It comes and goes. Exactly.
It's a tool.
Exactly. When that, if I lose my job or you lose your job or whatever, money gone. Materials gone.
Damn,
what do we have to build on if all we focused on was what we brought each other to the table?
I heard somebody ask a good question. You know how everybody, all these conspiracy theorists talk about the dollar losing its value. Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
They say that money has no real value. The paper that we use is just really receipts for gold and all that stuff. So what would happen if money lost its value? What would we do when we've been focusing putting all of our energy and all of our attention into this piece of paper?
Since 1970, if I remember right, since 1970, the U.S. dollar has lost about 88 to 89% of its buying power. So what you could have got for $1 in 1970, it would cost you over $5 to get today. And that's just on a small scale. So it's like the harder we work, the most valuable thing we got is time. That's the most valuable thing we got. And if we putting all our time into chasing a fallacy that, like our current fiat money system, we're missing out on the key aspects of life.
Because that's not real life.
It's not. Real life is the family unit. Feminism has produced a lot of division. A lot of people have been affected by feminism and don't really realize it. Like I say, it's some aspects of feminism that people have explained to me that kind of makes sense.
What?
That, like I said, about the sisterhood, about
what makes sense about sisterhood and feminism.
Thinking about feminism in the traditional definition of the traditional sense doesn't make sense. But if women are practicing bonding with each other as opposed to meeting up and fighting in the streets and the projects every day,
and we're using feminism,
and they're putting feminism on. They're not using feminism, but they're putting feminism on their bonding.
Right. As a tool to bond.
As a tool to bond, yeah. It's really not feminism. Maybe another name should be used for it.
I mean, it's
women
empowerment, I guess.
Okay, I do think sisterhood is needed.
Yeah.
Sisterhood is needed, much like brotherhood is needed. Just like you said a little while ago, it's not your place to speak on men's roles or say what men need to be doing. I don't feel like it's men's place to speak on women's roles. That's where.
But you do on Facebook a lot.
I do.
Contradicting yourself.
I do. I contradict myself, and that's something I battle with all the time, is contradicting myself, because I'm always on the fence about different things. I feel one way about something, then I read something, I say, shit, well, that makes sense. Well, maybe I feel this way. Yeah, exactly. That people hear contradiction, they think it's kind of a bad moniker, and it's not, because I contradict myself a lot, because I'm constantly reading, I'm constantly finding out different things and seeing different perspectives and finding out different aspects of certain things, and it kind of makes me go back on what the hell I said,
And if you focus so much on not contradicting yourself,
right,
then
you miss the point
from cognitive dissonance, where you just don't want to hear nothing outside of what's already in
you become a bigot, man. You become, you don't care what anybody. Like I say, ultimately, I do think men should check men and women should check women. Because
so women, cut it out. Cut out this I'm independent shit, because we need our men.
Men, We have to take on the role, and we have to get women to realize they need us. But we have to be the men that they need. We can't be disrespectful to them, degrading, because what you're doing then is you're projecting what black men collectively have went through in this white supremacy culture. You're projecting it on our women, just causing division, and it's tearing away, and it's breaking apart the family unit. Family unit is essential to growth, or our growth as a community. So it's different things we can do. We can practice group economics. We can, invest in this, invest in that. But if we don't have the family unit together, all that shit is futile.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because family is what we need. You look at different cultures. Maybe a couple of countries in Africa. You look at the Italians. I know plenty of us have saw mob movies about Italians and how much family means to them. Loyalty, exactly. Yes. Family unit is the most important thing within a community for that community to prosper. Mm-hmm. And man, we got to be the backbone of that family unit. We have to. Of course, sometimes we fall on hard times, and women got to take on the load, this, that, and the other. You got some men that don't like the responsibility of being men, but you should not let. Number one, do not let a man feel like he doesn't have to be a man.
So what are you saying? Like, don't take care of a man? Don't.
No, I'm not necessarily saying that because I've been without a job before, and a woman basically took care of me. Mm-hmm. But once I found a job, it's like, okay, yeah. Now I feel like the man who I supposed to be. But I never had the mindset of not wanting to be a man. Got a lot of guys who don't want to be men, basically.
What do you mean by that? Elaborate.
They don't want to face the pressures of leadership and providing for what you create, especially men with kids. It's probably, I don't know the numbers. I don't know the statistics, but it's some men out there, guys, whatever you want to call them, boys, whatever, but they don't want to handle the responsibilities of being a man. And us not wanting to handle the responsibility kind of attributes and kind of justify women wanting to be individuals. It's like a double whammy. Like, you got feminism that produces an individual mindset, and you got men who feel some kind of way because women want to be individuals, and your other men who don't want to be men. So now it's like,
you have to.
When those two come together, it creates division, and it just tears the community apart. We gotta get back to family. Everything else will fail until we come together as family. And man, we gotta be the head of those families. Women, I don't mean to sound degrading, but play your role. And let us play our role. If we're able to. If you got a man, he's a man, listen to him. We're not gonna lead you anywhere wrong.
You say that.
We're not gonna lead you anywhere wrong. If a man is a man and he's doing what he's supposed to do, and he's true to his manhood, we're not gonna lead you anywhere wrong. People ask me, what's my inspiration and what's my motivation? My goddamn kids. Right. That's what my kids. I don't care about anything else before I care about my kids. It's my kids, man. My kids. Then everything else after that. Of course, it's different aspects of my life that needs to be in order for me to care for my kids. But at the end of the day, nothing comes before my kids. I got a pretty good job. I make pretty good. It's a good place to work. But I'm not putting that before my kids, even though I probably need that to provide for my kids. I'm not putting that before my kids. If I need to take off work or do this or do that, or Your kids come first, man.
Time is way more important.
Time, way more.
Spending time with your children is way more important than buying this and having money to buy them that. If you're not spending time with them, you're not doing nothing. We don't have nobody calling in. We got one.
It's fine. It's early on, so
yeah.
Early on, it's a Saturday night, so
True.
A lot of people probably out. I think we're gonna get ready and wrap this one up.
We still got 20 minutes. Facebook's okay.
Ultimately, I think that if we rid ourselves of wanting to be individuals, and black feminists, I don't know the last time you've been on Twitter, but black feminists on Twitter, they are something else, man. I mean,
on Instagram too.
Oh my God!
They didn't. Ashanti posted a picture where they had the Black Power fist, and they had a white woman, a Spanish woman, and a black woman, all with the Black Power fist up, in all in the name of feminism. So they're like taking the Black Power movement and trying to direct that into feminism, just like with the Black Lives Matter thing. They're focusing on feminism and homosexuality. They are taking our fight as black people and trying to direct that into some feminist and homosexuality. They're trying to bring women and homosexuals to the forefront of the Black Power fight, and that makes no freaking sense, none whatsoever. It needs to be a black man at the front of the Black Power fight. I honestly believe that it needs to be a black man. And I say all the time, I don't fuck with Obama like that, but just the image of him and his wife and his children, that's like the perfect image that we need as a community. Like if I could pick a leader for us as black people in our fight for liberation, it would be a black man with a black wife with a couple of children. Just that image alone is so powerful.
I agree.
What don't we agree on?
It seems like nothing, but it seems like nothing. The only thing that I would say is that maybe the origins, I kind of understand why feminism was created or developed. Maybe we disagree on that, but
what do you mean?
The political or the workforce equality and all that.
So you feel like it was created for like positive reasons and turned into something negative?
Yeah.
And
I think like Black Lives Matter was created positive and turned into something negative.
Maybe that's true, but I don't know the origins or the roots of Black Lives Matter. But I know what I saw on that website,
right?
And I know
that's what I'm saying. What was that? Was that the original version, or was that something that it got modified to? Like the grassroots of Black Lives Matter, grassroots of feminism, the grassroots of different movements and organizations.
Black Lives Matter was created by homosexuals.
You know how you feel about homosexuals. So.
I mean, that's another.
It's another topic, but I will say this: I've been sitting here preaching about how the family unit is important to the survival and the betterment of our community, and I don't see how homosexuals can
help in any way.
You know, I'm not against homosexuals, but I don't see how.
And why should a homosexual be the image for the fight for Black liberation? Like, why should a homosexual be leading some type of group like Black Panthers or Black Lives Matter? Like, why should homosexuals be the image for our fight?
All of this, everything we're talking about is about weakening the image of the role of the black man, because black men should be the head of every
thing that has to do with black
everything
people.
that we got to do with black people. I think black men should head all of that. The right black men, the traditional sense of men, strong, good leadership, determined, intelligent, consistent, respectful, loyal, all of that. That type of black man should be the leader of it all. And
not a woman, not a homosexual, right man.
And I think a lot of this stuff wants to weaken that image. I don't know. I want to come up with, like, how do we, like I said, one way to rid our women of being believers and feminists and thinking everything is about their sexuality and their individualism. Like, none of that is essential to growth. That's essential to your individual growth, maybe, but individuals don't grow communities. Individuals don't grow. Families grow communities. You have to focus in on what's important. And I don't think that, like, we can feminism isn't needed if men be men.
Feminism isn't needed, period. Yes, black women should have equality at work and when you're out in the world, but when you come home, leave that shit out there.
Right.
But I feel
so you think it should just be a political and a workplace thing?
Kind of what white women wanted in the beginning for feminism.
And you think we just take it overboard, basically bring it into the home, or bring it into our interactions with each other?
I will say this because I don't, in an ideal situation, I do not feel like a black woman should be out there working and all this stuff like that. But if a black woman does have to work, then I feel like that would be a reason to try to use feminism or equality to men
on average in 2015, male nurses and female nurses, basically doing the same job. Male nurses made $10,000 more than female nurses in 2015, based off stuff I read. Male nurses made $70,000, women nurses $60,000. In that instance, let's how about a little fairness, equality, but
at work.
At work,
I'll give you that. Even though I don't feel like a black woman should be working.
Of course, in an unideal situation.
Right. If she have to, she needs her equality in the workplace. But don't bring it home.
But exactly, don't bring that. Don't bring this feminism stuff into the home and say, I shouldn't cook. You should cook too. Come on, man. Let's have some structure. We don't have any structure, man. Like I say, if you can keep that stuff out there, and not have it filter over into the home, I think it could be something positive. Maybe.
I guess.
Keeping feminism in the work, in the workplace. Trying to achieve political, a woman may want to be, she want to have the same chance as a guy running for mayor. Yeah, you know what I mean? So in that instance, yes, but don't come into the home with feminism. Yeah, like we're not your enemy. We're not y'all's enemy. You know what I mean? So why come at us like that? Y'all shouldn't be our enemy. I just think it's different things are happening in society to where we have gotten so off track. I don't want to sound like I know it all, but I know what works.
We see it in other cultures.
Yes, I know what works. I know what wouldn't work. I just think ultimately we got to get rid of this mindset that being an individual is like we all have a purpose.
That's a Western thing, I believe.
Yeah, and Western is key word for white supremacy. So, I don't want to keep talking about white supremacy, but it's the cause of a lot. That's the root.
Yeah.
That's the root of a lot.
Yeah.
Basically, if we can rid ourselves of one of the individuals and rid ourselves of being anti-role role players, we can be okay. It's gonna take some time, I think, because we've come so accustomed to doing what we want to do and not compromising and sacrificing and trying to make it work.
For the unit.
Right. We got to compromise. We got to sacrifice. We got to denounce certain shit that keeps us hemmed down. Like I said on Twitter, man. Now, granted, a lot of the feminists that I see on Twitter are young black women. They're like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
I'll be right back.
They think they know it all. Like, you in your early 20s, what do you know? And their whole basis that I read, the things they tweet, it is like everything is based on sexual liberation, sexual freedom, shit like that. Like, why? Like, what's the point of that? Well, you speak against anything that feminists believe, and they come for your goddamn throat. They came for me before on Twitter, back when I used to be on Twitter a lot. You say anything again that goes against what they believe in, and they look to gut your ass, as opposed to actually listen to what you're saying. If you say, "Hey, I believe women ought to rear children and cook and all this," they don't want that. They don't want that. My whole thing is like, if you that young, you're in your early 20s, what the hell you gonna tell me about family? What do you know that about what women should be doing?
And that could go back to role playing too, because we need our elders to to kind of guide us and direct us, because a lot of young people feel like they know it all.
Exactly. It was, like I was just saying, it's about, like, a lot of people I read on Twitter, stuff that they tweet is they call themselves feminists, but everything that they're saying is based in sexual liberation. Like, is that what feminism is to you? Sexual liberation?
What do you mean sexual liberation?
They want sexual freedom. They don't want to be slut shamed. They want to be able to wear what they want to wear and not have it, not be talked about. I mean, like,
that's not what we're doing. We're not going in that direction, women. We are not fin to how do you say it, normalize or like make it okay to be a slut. Like, that's what feminism has turned into. That's the major. That's what Amber Rose is pushing. Yeah, that's the major component of the major aspect of feminism. At least, like I said, what I see on Twitter, that's what a lot of them is anti-slut shaming. It's not okay to be a slut.
It's not.
I don't care if a man do it or not. You're not a man. And regardless, don't worry about what they're doing. Worry about what you're doing and what you need to be doing, and being a slut is not one of them.
I was reversing, or I was trying to make it normal for you to wear a short skirt or walk around topless, because men walk around without shirts on sometimes. How is any of that conducive to anything that we need to achieve as a society or as a community in this society? Like, we're not men. Yeah. So why are we trying to do the same thing as men? Right. Men aren't women, so men shouldn't be trying to do what women are doing, period. And that's the basis that, like, we're not equal. We're like, two different things. Thank you. Feminism was about equality, and we hear equality and take that shit and run with it. If I sit here with my shirt off, I'll post a picture of my shirt off. As a woman, why would you want to do the same thing? Like, why? What's the point? I have no idea, and I cannot fathom an excuse to why. Like, why? I don't know. Why would you want to walk around naked? Like, I understand, rape culture and all of that, but y'all kind of.
If we have our men around protecting us, we don't have to worry about being raped and stuff like that. But you women, you want to be men so bad that you don't even have a man around to protect you from things like being raped and all that other stuff. Like, just, we are creating more problems than we're fixing anything. Right. Like, we are trying to fix something that's not broken, basically.
Like in my assessment, I don't want you doing what I do. I want you to be able to do what I can't do. And I want to be able to do what you can't do.
Because if we both doing the same thing, then we don't need each other, right?
Thank you. Exactly. That's where the division comes in there. If I'm making 100K and she making 100K, like why do we need to need each other? Right. Basically. Yeah. We need to need each other.
And if you're making 100K and I'm making 100K, who's taking care of the children? Yeah. Who's raising the children?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
that's dumb.
That's it in a nutshell. Feminism is about equality, and we don't need to be equal. We don't. We need to complement each other. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm weak, you need to be strong. Well, you're weak, I need to be strong. We be my backbone, let me be your backbone, whatever. Support, sacrifice, compromising. That's what we need. We don't need you out here trying to do the same thing that we're doing. Because ultimately, that's going to weaken our position. And without us, who's going to protect the family?
Now, I want to say this in conclusion, because I guess we're running out of time. My perspective, I have found that a lot of women look at me and they think I'm weak-minded. They think that I'm naive, I'm dumb, she don't know what she's talking about. Oh my goodness, she just want a man so bad, she don't love herself, this, that, and the third. Like, this is my little disclaimer, I guess. I don't even know what to say about it, because it's like, I know a lot of women are going to see this and take it in a negative way and not even want to hear what I have to say, because they think I'm just kissing the man's ass and I'm just trying to just, do whatever I can to like get a man's attention or whatever it may be. I'm weak-minded, whatever it may be. Like, that's not the case. I feel like we just need to focus on the family structure. Like, we need to be focused on our families. Period. Like, fuck a job, forget being individuals and all that other stuff. We need to be focused on our family, we need to be focused on our children. We need to look at other cultures and see, like, even white women, they use feminism when it's convenient. They still go home to their husbands.
And we make it a lifestyle.
Right. And they still go home to their husbands and their children, and they still cook their husbands dinner, and they still tuck their children in at night, and they're not working 80 hours a week and stuff, because that's what their husbands are doing. Like, white women, even white women right here, right next to us. We're not even talking about the women in other countries, because they don't work at all. Like, they're literally sitting at home waiting on their man to come home, taking care of the children, taking care of the household. And a lot of Black women feel like there's something wrong with that. Even if you don't agree with me, let's agree to disagree. Let's not hate each other, women. Let's have some type of sisterhood. Let's agree to disagree. Let's not hate each other. Let's just try to open up our minds a little bit and see things from a different light. Don't hate me. Let's just agree to disagree if you don't agree with me. Because I done lost a lot of sisters, a lot of friends from having this type of perspective. So that's all I want to say in closing.
In closing, I just want to say, I'll kind of repeat what I've been saying. Men, we have to be men. Women, let's be women. Men, let's be men. Let's give our women something to. Let's give them a reason to not want to be individuals. Let's rid ourselves of being individuals or having an individual mindset. Let's get back to family, man. That's basically what I got, man. Let's get back to family. We thank y'all who tuned in. For y'all who have tuned in. Next week's subject will be gentrification. Any questions or comments that you have about gentrification? You can email us at toughtalk205@gmail.com. Y'all stay safe. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.